to the channel, survivors. Wildcard came out swinging here with this update this week. If you guys have not checked it out, we're talking about a brand new Club Ark mission that will have you on the edge of your seats, and we also have the ability to now finally vote on the new community creature that's going to be joining Ark with the brand new map Valguero, and we've got a mega ton of bug fixes and gameplay changes that players have been wanting since the game has officially launched. Ready for the details? Let's dive right in. So diving right in, let's start off with all the bug fixes and changes. All right, so there is a ton of them to list out here in this video. We're not going to be covering every single thing because we would be here all day long, and I know you guys don't have that time, just like I don't. All right, but some things that I do want to point out that I do think are very important, and as always, I recommend everybody to go through and read this entire list if you guys actively played the game. But starting us off with the very first one here, and that brings us to the Survivor Mate. You know, the companion robot that was actually added with the Aberration map when it dropped via the second installment of Bob's Tall Tales. Well, there was a lot of little janky hanky going on with the robot. It can access some things that it was not supposed to access. It couldn't access some things that people wanted to access. You name it. There seems to be a lot more optimization around the Survivor Mate. So hey, if you haven't checked it out, definitely jump in here and give it a go. It can absolutely help you out when it comes to farming things and keeping things up and active around your base. And now the second thing brings us to the Armad. You guys know, the brand new companion pet that was actually added in the third and final installment of Bob's Tall Tales when Extinction dropped, and I myself was very excited about the Armad. However, as you can see from this extensive list, they had tons and tons of issues, and one of the major ones that I would like to point out is the taming effectiveness when trying to tame one. It seemed to be impossible to get this taming effectiveness to stay up at 100%, you know, for a perfect tame to get the maximum bonus levels. For whatever reason, it just constantly had issues. Well, they've now finally announced that it was a bug and that it wasn't something that players simply have not been discovered. It was actually just a bug from the very beginning. Even though Wildcard was silent, we heard nothing about it. Well, now it seems to be fixed, and now players should have the ability to fully perfect tame an Armadago of their choice, along with a handful of other changes. Again, very welcomed here. I really wish this was done sooner when the Armadago was actually first added into the game, especially because it is a paid DLC via the Bob's Tall Tales, but I guess it's better late than never. And now the next one I want to mention relates to the battle rigs. You guys know these ones once again were added in via the Bob's Tall Tales third and final installment with the Extinction map alongside the Armadago, and once again here, everything was broken, dude. These guys barely worked and operated on the Extinction map. It was very buggy, very janky. It was getting hung up on every little thing, sometimes completely disappearing into the mesh, sometimes they wouldn't spawn. I mean, you name it, everything across the board, even like how you craft it was completely broken and messed up for whatever reason, and it's taken Wildcard this long in order for them to go back to the drawing board, optimize it, you know, iron it out, and then, you know, make them actually work as intended. But nevertheless, again, I digress. Through all of these changes here, it looks like they're going to be becoming a lot more stable, they're going to be a lot more optimized, and potentially even be a Titan killer as they showcase here in this trailer. But at the end of the day, we got to jump into the game, test it out for ourselves to really make sure that it does actually mean that battle rigs are going to be way better than what they were previously. And now last but not least, when it comes to the bug fixes and everything, I want to point out with you again, I highly recommend everybody go through and read the entire list if you guys actively play ARK Survival Ascended. But the biggest one, and the one that I want to hit home here, actually relates to Frame Gen finally making its reappearance here in ASA. We haven't heard anything about it for quite some time, and even in the community crunch, they really didn't mention it, which is really odd. I'm very curious to see how that communication works and who types this up and what they want to say and stuff. But nevertheless, Jeremy over on Twitter did do a breakdown for us a little bit deeper to give you guys a better understanding. Over on Twitter, Jeremy says, FYI, now the reintegration of NVIDIA DLSS/DLAA and Frame Gen in ARK Survival Ascended version 59.9, the way to get the best quality visually is to enable DLAA on all 4000 plus series GPUs. It's a lot of tech jargon, but essentially, if you don't know what this means, all you need to know is that frame gen is now officially back into the game. And secondly here, if you have a 4000 series GPU or graphics card is what they're referring to here, like myself, I've got a 4070 Ti, you now need to swap from DLSS to DLAA in order for you to get the best visual quality out of ASA, or at least according to what Jeremy is recommending here. Obviously, I'm going to jump in here and try it out for myself, but I am very, very excited that they are finally doing some optimization for the 4000 series cards here for the game. And now moving on to the next thing, that brings us to the brand new mission here for Club Ark called Mad Mark, which is a little funny play on Mad Max, right? Obviously, due to copyright, they couldn't use that. They had to go with Mad Mark. But what is really awesome here is the mini game, dude. It is super duper cool. It's going to be a mission here inside of Club Ark. You guys can get in here, check it out for yourselves. I'm not going to spoil it in this video because I do want to dive deeper into the mission, make a full-on video of me beating it on alpha stage, so stay tuned for that here on the channel. But just know it is going to have your standard, you know, gamma, beta, and then alpha version. And if you guys happen to beat it on alpha, this is where you're going to get your awesome exclusive dino skin, and that, my friends, is the brand new scrap golem skin for your rock golem, dude. Oh, it looks freaking sweet, man. It's definitely going to add to all of the Mad Max vibes and base builds out there that I have seen since Extinction's launch. Let me know what your thoughts are on this scrap golem variant down below in the comment section. And speaking of Club Ark, they also have added additional things, some of that being extra experience that you can gain via the missions. On top of that, they have now finally added equipment traits for completing the Bob's Tall Tales missions, and additionally now all the Extinction rewards have been officially added, so you can get the outfits from the chest, you can get the items from the chest, you can get the items and dino exclusives from the individual spinning wheels, you name it. If it was involved with Extinction's launch, it has now been officially added into the reward system that you can get from inside of Club Ark. Again, you absolutely love to see it, not to mention the really awesome Wasteland overhaul here for the design of Club Ark. Once again, man, GG Fitz has outdone himself here, and I really love the Wasteland War aesthetics of the Club Ark scene. And now the time has officially come to announce the community voted creature submission event has now officially reopened, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Right now, the submissions are live for you guys to go and submit your creatures and vote for which creature you want to see coming with the brand new Valguero map here in ASCA, I believe, set to launch here in August of 2025. If you are planning to submit your creature, you have until February 20th to get your submission in. At the exact same time, everybody, including you who are actually submitting a creature, you need to make sure you're going through all the submissions that are currently available and then upvoting the ones that you would like to see come to Valguero and ASA in general. Again, keep in mind this is probably not going to be happening until August, if not even further, if it does happen to be delayed, but nevertheless, you have until February 20th to do your voting initially and add your submission. After that, on the 21st through the 28th, they're going to start their second round. They're going to take the top 10 creatures that were voted from this series from now until the 20th, and then from the 21st to the 28th, we will be able to vote on the top 10. And then they're claiming by the end of the 28th, we'll also be able to see who the official winner is and what creature will be making its way to Valguero here in August of 2025. And when it comes to submitting a creature, be sure to check out the guidelines and rules on what exactly it all entails. There's going to be things you have to make sure, like one, it has to be a true prehistoric creature that is actually IRL. It can't be just a made-up creature from your imagination. It has to actually have some sort of history, you know, tie. And then secondly here, make sure that you're following the guidelines of all the stuff that you have to submit related to that creature. That way your submission does not get disqualified. But good luck to all of you guys out there that are interested in submitting a creature. And that, Survivors, officially wraps up all of the new updates and what you guys need to know. As always, let me know what your thoughts are on all this stuff down below. For me personally, I am very, very excited to jump in here and check out the brand new Club Ark mission. I'm excited to test out the battle rigs and hopefully them being ironed out and full on optimized. And lastly here, I cannot wait to finally perfect tame my own personal Armadago companion to traverse the brand new Extinction map. As always, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything ARK Survival Ascended related. And if you guys have not checked it out yet and you're still looking for a community server, be sure to check out the video you see here on screen as I dive deep into everything that our community offers and what you guys are missing out on by not joining.